problems. That guy, he just has to touch you once.
Shit's going down.
He's so different than anybody else in the division. Like, he knocks everybody out. Everybody hits hard. They all hit hard.
But
that
shit
fucking
down.
dude hits hard.
Set that Jake Paul can come 15, 20% in regards to Anthony Joshua. He's a completely different specimen. Look, you'll see what it looks like when they stand next to each other.
Joe Rogan has reacted to
Anthony Joshua's powerful new training program for the rumored Jake Paul showdown is generating massive buzz and premium viewer interest. After seeing leaked clips of Joshua firing explosive combinations with elite coaches, Rogan described him as terrifying, warning that Jake may have taken on a challenge he can't escape with hype. With Joshua appearing sharper, faster, and more dangerous than he has in years, Rogan says this high-stakes matchup could end violently and quickly if Jake dares to enter the ring. Such anticipation boosts massive engagement and revenue.
Need to get stronger.
The Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua showdown is set as a fully sanctioned professional heavyweight contest under traditional Queensberry rules. The fight spans 8 3-minute rounds, with both athletes required to use 10-ounce gloves. Joshua must weigh in at no more than 245 pounds, ensuring a competitive and marketable matchup. The outcome will be officially recorded on each fighter's professional resume, raising the stakes and boosting its value as a high-impact, revenue-driving event.
Professional bout. This is going on people's records. AJ got to take him serious because this isn't some exhibition. We're running out some judges to act like there's a decision and someone won. No, someone's going to win, someone's going to lose here. It's 8 rounds, 3-minute rounds. Again, heavyweight pro bout, 10-ounce gloves. AJ talking about breaking internets over faces. I think he meant to say breaking his face on the internet. Who knows? Maybe you can do both in the big 2025. But then you have the weight limit, 245 pounds. And people are automatically going to go, oh, God, here's the thing. Oh, here's the thing in the contract. No, stop all that. And I'm going to go on a rant in a second for all the people that thought this was fake, for all the people that thought that Jake wouldn't do this, for all the people that thought he was scared. I'm going to go on that rant in a second. But, okay, yes, 245 is a weird number because Jake has already fought at heavyweight. He fought Mike Tyson at 220-something. But again, I understand it a little bit. We're on short notice here. You don't want to have a Tyson Fury type situation, which AJ would never be 290 coming in here. But 260, 270, it starts to get out of the realm of possibility of, like, what are we doing here? Even though heavyweight has no limit, I get it.
Nakisa Badarian, CEO of Most Valuable Promotions and Jake Paul's lead promoter, told Sky Sports that the December 19 clash with Anthony Joshua is a high-impact global event built for massive reach and premium value. He said that although Joshua has deeper experience, Paul's fearless confidence could be the true X factor. Badarian explained that the deal came together quickly, with negotiations fast-tracked to capitalize on market demand. He confirmed strict weight rules and full professional conditions for a high-stakes showdown. Unlike Joshua's mismatch with Francis Ngannou, Badarian believes Paul's rapid growth makes this fight far more competitive for viewers.
The weight, will there be a limit for Joshua?
So there's a lot of discussion around the weight. Joshua fought Usyk twice. Yeah. Both of those times, Usyk was 221 pounds. Joshua was 240 to 245. When Jake fought Mike Tyson last year, 227 pounds. I expect Jake will come in anywhere between 225 and 230, and Anthony Joshua has a weight limit of 245 pounds.
There will be those, as you're aware, that will look at it and criticise this fight. There already have been, haven't there? They'll say it's a real mismatch. What would you say to them? Are we going to be watching sport at its purest?
I would say it's much less of a mismatch than what you saw with AJ and Francis Ngannou, who a massive man, but relatively no boxing experience. I would say it's much less of a mismatch than AJ's 9th or 10th fight against guys who've been knocked out 20 to 25 times. Given AJ's pedigree, Jake is built for this. Jake is built for the big moments. So do I think it's dangerous for Jake Paul? Absolutely. Do I think it's also dangerous for Anthony Joshua? 100%.
Nikisa Badarian, CEO of Most Valuable Promotions, told Sky Sports the December 19 showdown between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua is a high-value global event designed for premium reach and strong major market performance. He noted that while Joshua has greater experience, Paul's fearless mindset could shift momentum. Badarian said negotiations accelerated to meet demand, confirming strict weight rules and full professional terms for a competitive, high-stakes fight.
I give 100% respect to Jake Paul. But that's a dangerous fight for him. He probably gets knocked out. And I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm not saying nothing bad. But Anthony Joshua is Anthony Joshua. You know, he's multiple-time champion, Olympic gold medalist. You know what I mean? The last time somebody stepped in the ring with him that didn't have that much boxing experience was Ngannou, and you've seen what happened to him. Yeah. But big respects to Jake Paul. It's going to be a good card. You know what I mean? It's a big fight. It's a good fight, man. I give 100% respect to Jake Paul for even taking that fight.
The Ring 4, November 22nd. Watch only on DAZN.
Carl Froch has strongly criticized Anthony Joshua's choice to face Jake Paul, claiming AJ is essentially cashing out rather than pursuing legacy. Froch argues that Joshua, already wealthy and experienced in championship success, now seems driven by revenue, visibility, and high-value media impact. With financial stability secured, Froch believes Joshua has little left to prove in traditional boxing and is opting for a profitable, low-risk crossover fight designed to maximize earnings, online engagement, and commercial exposure overall today.
What else have we got to consider? Is AJ cashing out? Well, I did say a year ago when he got splattered by Daniel Dubois that he's finished now. He won't get that confidence back. He's not had any confidence, in his head. No belief for a long time. And I don't think he can get back to world level. There's a couple of new young guns now coming up and coming through. It's like a changing of the guard. And when Usyk retires, I don't know what Daniel Dubois is going to do next, but I don't know what Daniel Dubois did to him. Then he went on and lost to Usyk. But there's a few new heavyweights coming through. Moses Atalma, just to mention one. And you wouldn't start putting AJ in with any of these young up-and-comers that can punch hard, because I just don't think he's got the chance, because the ambition and the desire is going to be gone. So AJ most definitely is cashing out, and you can't fault him. Fair play to him. He's going to get a massive payday, maximise his exit route by fighting fake Paul.
Some boxing investors and high-stakes fans now believe Jake Paul could genuinely defeat Anthony Joshua, and many are wagering big because of Paul's proven knockout power. Even though he began as a YouTuber, Paul has consistently delivered marketable, high-impact punches that have stopped multiple opponents. Tyson Fury recently suggested Paul could knock out AJ, pointing to his increasing size and heavyweight strength. Paul also insists Joshua's chin is vulnerable, arguing that a clean, well-timed power shot could create a dramatic, high-value finish early in the fight for global audiences.
Do you think he can win, Jake Paul?
I think it's a possibility. No one is backing Jake Paul currently. You've seen him in the ring. You can see that he's got some knockout power. And I also believe people don't look at Joshua's last few fights. And I don't think it's going to be as big of a landslide as people feel. I feel like there's an overhand right that could easily land, and I wouldn't predict that Joshua's chin can last that. The problem is that all of the pressure's on Joshua at the moment. So Jake Paul, if he gets knocked out in 12 seconds, he should get knocked out. The problem is, as soon as Joshua starts taking damage, all of a sudden he's thinking, the world is watching me. I'm a professional fighter, and I'm getting beat off a YouTuber. All of the pressure is in Joshua, and that's a lot that can weigh on a man. You can't deny that Jake Paul has power. I think it's one of his only attributes. I think he's a very poor boxer, but what he does have is a weird technique where you don't know what
he's got power. How do we know he's got power?
He's knocked people out. Joshua has all of the world looking at him thinking you should walk him over. If it gets 2 rounds, 3 rounds inside, I think Joshua loses.
Many viewers label this a true David versus Goliath showdown. Jake Paul, known for his social media influence and lighter weight bouts, now challenges Anthony Joshua, a global heavyweight icon with elite credentials and a major physical edge. Joshua's power, size, and championship pedigree position him as the dominant force, while Paul relies on ambition, marketability, resilience, and high-stakes determination to create a financially compelling, high-value matchup for global premium audience engagement.
I can't judge Anthony Joshua for getting the bag, as the kids say, for going to wherever the fight's going to take place and taking $92 million for going up against Jake Paul, right? You can't give him for that. You can't judge him for that. But don't try and tell me that this is a real professional boxing contest. I'm saying my guess is that this will be an exhibition matchup. And if it is, it'll be one hell of a show. And I'll certainly tune in. And fair play to both men because they're making an absolute goddamn killing. But what is going on? Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. It's a lose-lose for Joshua. It's a win-win for Jake Paul.
One major concern about Anthony Joshua facing Jake Paul is his limited activity, with only 2 fights in the past 2 years affecting his brand value. After a split decision loss to Alexander Usyk in 2022, Joshua's schedule became inconsistent. He stopped Robert Helenius in August 2023, beat Otto Wallin in December 2023, and knocked out Francis Ngannou in March 2024.
The problem for Anthony Joshua is his activity. He's only fought twice in 2 years, and one of them he got knocked out off Daniel Dubois. That was his last fight, and a lot of people say you can only judge a fighter's quality from their last fight. And then the fight before that was a win, but it was a win against Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou, if you know, he was the UFC heavyweight who's not a real boxer, and he only had 1 fight before that boxing fight, what he lost as well. So that's his activity in boxing. Now Jake Paul, on the other hand, looking at his box rec, he's had 6 fights since 2023, and one of them was against Mike Tyson. But we all seen what happened in that fight. Mike Tyson was well past his prime. Where Anthony Joshua, on the other hand, is, but I'm not going to say he's coming into his prime because he had some great wins earlier on in his career before he lost to Usyk twice. And by the way, when he did lose to Usyk, the last one was a split decision. It was a pretty close fight. So now this fight is matched, and I just want to look at the tail of the tape. Now looking at the age difference, we've got 28 years old compared to 36 years old. So I guess the advantage there goes a little bit towards Jake Paul. 28-year-old is better than a 36-year-old. But that being said, we've got talking about experience and everything else, what comes with being 36 years old at Anthony Joshua's level. And then, like I mentioned, the heavyweights kind of seem to prime a little bit older. Now come down to the height and the weight. This is the big one. 6'1" versus 6'6". 200 pound versus 252 pound. We got a 252 pounder in Anthony Joshua. The reach advantage is a lot, which we would expect. Amateur fights, we can see that Jake's only had 1, where AJ's had 43, but 43 of them are included at the highest level, Olympic level. And yes, he won the Olympic bloody gold medal, if I don't need to remind you. Now, in the pro record, Jake Paul has had 13 fights, lost 1. AJ has had 28 fights, and he's lost 4 with 25 KOs.
David Hay has delivered a high-stakes warning about the Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul showdown, calling it an extreme mismatch with massive risk. Speaking to Sky News, the former champion said Joshua could deliver severe damage, stressing that Paul's safety is in real danger. Hay even suggested the fight could end disastrously if Paul miscalculates Joshua's size, power, and elite experience. Joshua stands 6'6" with an 82-inch reach and usually weighs around 245 pounds, giving him a major physical and power advantage. Meanwhile, Paul, who spent most of his career as a cruiserweight, has only reached about 227 pounds, creating a significant gap in strength and impact.
Is a big money fight, £100 million potentially. Are you confident it'll happen?
I wasn't confident when I first heard about it. It sounds like one of those fairy tale fights that people talk about but don't actually get over the line. I heard this 3-4 months ago. I just dismissed it. I heard it a week ago. I went along with it, but deep down I thought this isn't going to happen. And today it's been made official. Jake Paul is going to get in a ring in a boxing match, boxing gloves, to mix it with one of the most dangerous heavyweights on the planet, someone who is Olympic gold medalist, won the heavyweight championship twice, although he lost his last fight against a very good Daniel Dubois. He's a top 10 heavyweight on the planet versus internet sensation, someone who's a latecomer to boxing and has boxed at a very moderate level. I'm talking domestic level. And he lost to Tommy Fury, for instance. And Tommy Fury, who he lost to, versus Anthony Joshua, they're 2 completely different sports. So I commend Jake Paul for putting himself in harm's way, because boxing is a dangerous game. People have died in the ring. People have been seriously injured, maimed. And he believes in himself enough to do it on a massive scale, because it's not about the money. He's got enough money. This is him wanting to push the boundaries of reality. He's manifested an amazing life for himself. He's a superstar. And I think he wants to try and do the unthinkable. He wants to. It's an insane challenge he's put himself up for, but you've got to give him credit.
You say an insane challenge. You've described it before as Jake Paul being a cat versus Anthony Joshua's lion.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not equally matched on any sense, are they?
There's not one element of their boxing skill set that Jake Paul can come 15, 20% in regards to Anthony Joshua. He's a completely different specimen. Look, you'll see what it looks like when they stand next to each other.
Anthony Joshua is taking a major gamble by agreeing to face Jake Paul, and analysts say the real impact goes far beyond the ring. Many believe this matchup could reshape his legacy and influence his long-term brand value. Former heavyweight Dave Allen warned that even Paul landing a clean shot could undermine years of achievement. Others view the fight as a high-revenue strategy built on marketing, monetization, and massive payout potential. Eddie Hearn defended it, saying, "You can't eat legacy." Critics fear AJ may trade reputation for profit, risking a narrative centered on money rather than greatness and respect.
A lot of boxing fans will think this is a massive stain on his career and a bit of an embarrassment. Now, you two have done it. I'm sure you would both fight Jake Paul tomorrow, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but we're both retired. And we'll be looking at it saying, still an easy fight because he can't box, he's useless. So it's risk reward, minimum risk, massive reward. So of course we'd fight Jake.
No, but you say that, it's a big risk, Carl. Big risk.
I'm not having that.
Big risk. If you don't go and annihilate him in the first 30 seconds,
yeah, it's fixed.
Can you right, it's fixed. Oh, he's pulling him round.
Yeah.
He's talking about me fighting him though. So would you think that was fixed if I didn't go and annihilate him? 11 years retired. I think that's the point George makes. He always does a little dig and says,
no, but
say
you go out there and it's a tough fight for you. You can say, well, what would you expect? I haven't boxed for 11 years. But then it's like, it's hard, isn't it? It's hard. Do you want that?
Nobody thinks any less.
You've got the best ending.
Yeah, I've got
your career.
Definitely.
So,
nobody thinks any less of Mike Tyson because he lost to Jake Paul.
He was 58 years old.
Yeah, exactly. So
he's in hospital a week before.
Snap been retired 11 years, and I'd still go in there, in my opinion, and whoop him. I don't think it'd be hard at all. So listen, he won't fight me. He's pretending he don't know who I am now, for a start. So he's thought.
How can he not know who you are?
Froch means business. How can he not know?
Top boxing analysts and premium sports investors are increasingly convinced that Anthony Joshua is entering the peak phase of his career. Despite career setbacks, including defeats to Alexander Usyk, Joshua has demonstrated unmatched resilience, returning stronger after every bout. Industry insiders and high-profile commentators note a new aura around him, more strategic, composed, and laser-focused, positioning him as a major contender for high-stakes blockbuster fights that drive massive attention and revenue.
Got what it takes. But then sports is so psychological. Combat is so psychological. And I think the ups and downs of AJ's career have come because of the ups and downs of the psychology, you know? When AJ's on mentally, he's a different guy, man. I mean, I can remember early in his career just being this destroyer and just having this utter mean streak in there, and it would just come out of him when he would fight. You could just see it. He had that it factor, and he was so popular. I mean, and then I remember being at the Ruiz fight at the Garden, and he gets hit with like this grazing shot, never recovers, and he's gone. And this is after I watched him knock out Klitschko at Wembley, getting up off the canvas in front of a crazy crowd. So I'm like, I'm leaving the Garden that night. I'm like, what happened to this guy? What you know?
Is Anthony Joshua strategically chasing a massive payday by facing Jake Paul, or is he jeopardizing his legendary legacy? Share your insights and predictions in the comments.